Alright. You know, honestly, I'm a little scared of it. I'm a little scared of the soldering iron. It's a little scary. Like, I have one now, but I don't know, maybe I should test it on like an older thing. Just like messing with it. I'm definitely moving my flammable rug away. And I'm pulling out the linoleum. The linoleum. I normally never pull out the linoleum, but we have it. I've used this when I was working on acids, fires, just about everything. Goodness. Let's see. Make sure everything's working properly. It is. Nice. Honestly, little scared of the thing. Never used one. Barely know anything about them. Should probably pull my sleeves up. I'm anxious. The old soldering iron of doom is giving me anxiety. This thing's covered in solder. Never thought I could be scared of something. Alright, I guess I just plug it in. I don't know, do I? Any warnings on it while I'm waiting? Alrighty. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream. I have a soldering iron now. I have no idea how to use it. I mean, to the dismay of all people who do work with electronics on a daily basis and do soldering and all that, I have obtained a tool that I should not have for this project. I'm going to put this on the stand because it scares me and I don't want to like end up getting hurt or something. And I kind of just want to test something out, you know, like I'm supposed to give this thing enough time to heat up, and then I'm just supposed to put it to a connection point, right? And then it melts the solder. So I want to like do a little test on like a really old fried circuit board already that has some solder on it, just so I can get a rough idea. Welcome. Maybe I shouldn't put this in yet. I don't know. I'm anxious. I'm scared. I've never been so scared of a tool in my life. This is dumb. Why is this scaring me? Hold on. Do I have everything set up properly? Chat filter, all messages. Should be able to read everything. All right, good. Never before have I been so scared of something. An item, if you will. Okay. Man. Well, I'm going to do this poorly anyway because it's my first time, and I am messing with something old that's not most valuable. What am I doing? Well, you see, Lizzie, I got a soldering kit the other day, right? It ain't plugged in yet because I'm scared. I'm scared to plug it in. And I've never used one before. Since I work with like old electronics and stuff, and I make a cosplay that's like a robot that's constantly being upgraded, I kind of need a soldering kit to attach stuff together. And I finally got one. Now, like, for context, hold on, let me get something that I made. Before we start, I just want to show something off because I'm proud of it. I also have really bad chat delay, so I do apologize if I don't respond immediately. That's cool. I'm glad you find it cool. I do these live streams daily. Basically, it's a project where the viewers submit ideas for it. It's a cosplay of like a robot thing, and I want to try and build the ideas that I'm given, and I'd like build them like little fun things. And I'm not the best at it, but then again, everybody's got to start somewhere. And I'm hoping that I can do good enough with like YouTube and all that I can eventually afford my engineering degree at college. This is one of the this is an upgraded version of my first chest speaker for the cosplay. It's a computer head cosplay. I'm eventually going to install screens and stuff into it. And this is not, these wires aren't soldered. They're actually held on with super glue. So, yeah, it was kind of necessary they got myself some solder eventually, you know? Because I don't know about you, but I don't think super glue is the way to go. Whew. That being said, man, this is anxiety inducing. Where are my tweezers? I need tweezers. I'm procrastinating. I'm scared. I want tweezers. Because I have an idea, and I kind of want to try it before anything. I don't have tweezers, do I? I have old tweezers. Do these work? You know what? Good enough. Maybe. They might be good enough. Hopefully they're good enough. And, like, I want to try and melt some old solder. And they say not to actually touch the soldering tip to the thing, but heat up another item. And I have some really old tweezers. Or maybe I could try heating up the end of a screwdriver. I feel like a screwdriver might be my safer bet. I'm going to try a screwdriver. I'm normally not this anxious when it comes to messing with stuff. I'm going to be honest. I was so excited to dive into this, but now that it's sitting in front of me and I realize this can burn down my house, I'm a little bit concerned. I don't have a wooden table. I don't have the default YouTuber who makes things wooden table. I have like a little tiny rectangle of linoleum floor. That's what I have. That is my experiment base. I've had acid get all over this. I've had gasoline get on it. Just about everything you can imagine that's flammable will get on this thing. And I've washed it every time. Give me a screwdriver. All right, we're going to try it. Maybe I shouldn't do this with the screwdriver that's not mine. Do I have another screwdriver? I'm really procrastinating right now. All right, we're going to try it for the first time. We're going to do it. If I don't do it, I won't do it, so. How about I clean this off? This block of wood. I'm going to rub a block of wood. Okay. Maybe I should use a needle instead. I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? What am I forgetting that I need here? I'm forgetting something. What is it? Oh, gloves. Duh. I'm stupid. How am I going to be working with something? I don't have my safety gloves. I can't find them. But I do have these, like, Dior leather gloves. So, maybe they'll work decent. I'm scared. Oh, I'm a coward. You know what? Screw it. Never mind. No Dior leather gloves. Is this hot? Hello? How do I know if it's hot? Oh, I can smell it. Okay. Does that work? Is that a thing I can do? Oh, this heats up. Screwdriver. I'm scared. a wimp, bro. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, it's hot enough that it's burning itself up now. I see fumes coming off of it. Maybe I shouldn't. Hi, how's it going? How you doing? What was that? Gideon? I can't read. I can't lean in close enough to the camera. I'm scared of not paying attention to this thing. I've never used. Okay, you know what? You try it. Please work. Looks like it's melting. Is that melting? Hmm. We have like a. We're trying everything under the sun over here. This thing scares me. Oh, Brazil. Oh, cool. I'm scared. How am I going to go through all this effort of getting all this stuff and then chicken out? I'm so excited for this too. I think my is I really want to do this, but I think I'm being too scared of the thing. Like, I should try using it on something with probably more modern circuits on it. Like maybe like some other more modern broken circuit board. Hold on. That I personally feel has less of a chance of exploding. Not that one. Hey Chuck, how's it going? I have a soldering iron now. I've never used one before though, so I'm kind of scared of it. I mean I'm terrified. So I'm gonna try and use it on something that like is kind of a lower risk. You know, if I mess it up. I'm testing it, trying to learn how it kind of functions and works. Okay. So how's it going today, y'all? By the way, sorry. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. Oh, oh, it does work. It does the thing. It does do the thing. Okay. That makes this more scary. I'm more scared of this thing now. It does the soldering. It solders. Hold on. I gotta put this thing in its little stand. Okay. Oh, now I'm just a coward. Okay. Man. I should try and connect a little wire, you know? Like first little test. Okay. Something that has a wire that isn't really connected to anything else. This works. And then man. Man. I don't think I'm going to mess with the soldering iron. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to mess with it right now. I want to learn more about it before I do this. Because, like, this seems like the way you die on, like, a live stream, you know? So I'm going to let this cool down. Because I'm a level. Trying to solder without knowledge of soldering seems just like a horrible idea. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to push this kind of right here. Let it stay on this stand until I can, like, let me just clean it off real quick. That's fun. Okay. I'm going to keep it on the stand. Anxiety. I want to learn how to solder before I do this on, like, a live stream. I feel like that's going to be the smartest course of action. That also involves me not getting hurt or my house burning down. I want to have more skill before I do this. And since I'm a visual learner, I'm going to have to watch a lot of people, like, do soldering. All right. Goodness. All right. Now, with that being said, I need to learn more about this kind of thing, you know? I also don't know how long it takes for this thing to cool off, so I'm just going to, like, let it sit there for a while, because I don't want to do anything that, like, oh yeah, it's actually still scalding hot, and my house is going to burn down. I don't want that. But what can I work on in the meantime? But yeah, okay, we have this thing still working, so that's good. We saw this working. I'm really proud of this one. Oh, brother. Googly moogly. And all those other fun things and phrases. want to make a phrase. I want to make like a series where I call it like idiot engineering. We make something like goofy and dumb. I feel like those would be some fun live streams as well. We make like dumb machines or something. But what could we make? I don't know. We have Chuck, who's in the chat. That's good to see. Hey Paul, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. I have a soldering iron, but I kind of got a little bit scared of when I was using it because I realized, like, as I got it all heated up and everything, that I don't know how to use one yet. And I feel like I should, and I'm a visual learner, so I feel like I should watch people using them before I try this at home. You know, like I want to be more safe about it. So that's what I'm gonna end up doing. That way, I can learn about what I need to like do and like how I should use it, instead of just burning everything and messing up my really sensitive project, you know? Because it's like, with the project, we have all these different things, but we do not have any replacement parts if something gets messed up. And I realized that, so it was like, we may make dumb and silly things, but at the end of the day, safety should be first with our creations, you know? Let me look at. Remember, if you like your time here, consider liking the stream and all that good stuff, you know? I don't remember if you were here for the completion of the silly. You know, the skull? Were you here for the completion of the skull? Or did you leave before that happened? I don't remember. You were? Alright. Well, here's the thing. The reason why I got the soldering iron was I eventually do want to add more things onto, you know, Pete the Skull. I want to add more stuff to him, and the only way to do that is to like solder new things and like make new connections on them. But here's the thing. I was going to do that today, and I was going to like test it on like some really old circuitry that's covered in solder, but then I remembered something. I think this old solder from like the 60s probably has lead. And then I was like, I don't want to breathe lead. You know, because last time I checked, lead might be toxic. Just a little bit, you know, just a tiny bit. I want to put a new part on them that when I say, hey Pete, I want it to turn on instead of it having to be, hey Google, you know? Your Google Home isn't set up yet. To get started, download the Google. I want to change that to like, should we give Pete like a pirate sounding voice or something, by the way? Like what voice should we give Pete? What should Pete have? This is an important question. You know what? For fun today, I'm going to work on the drone. The drone orb. Because I want something to do today, and since I'm not, you know, going to be soldering, and I have to reach my... I have a daily thing where I do these live streams, and I want to keep it on a schedule. That way people who enjoy their time here can tune in. Kind of like the person who joined the other day and said this place is like free therapy. I want people to know like when they can tune in and all that. Oh no. Why are these screws so long and why are they so small? That's so inconvenient. Like I don't have anything that's nearly long enough for this. And thin. This is dumb. How do I open this? How do I go about this? And I don't want to leave the room when this thing is like still kind of hot, you know? Because that would be dumb. That's how you lose everything you love. really quickly with fire and all that. And I don't know about you, but I like having all the things I love. It might be just because I love them, you know? So I might be the tiniest bit biased. Wood block test. Is it burning the wood block? That's my test. Are you burning wood block? I don't know. I don't trust it. I feel like it's gonna betray me. I know where the screwdriver I need is as well, which is another issue with this. Like, I don't trust this thing. It's evil. It's preying on my downfall. You know what? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go see if I can grab the screwdriver. Hey, you guys keep an eye on that. I've returned. Is my house burnt down? Okay, it's not. We're good. We are still good. Guys, the house is not burnt down. We can work on the little drone doohickey. Where'd I put the drone? Hopefully these work. We're running into an issue here. The screwdriver's too big. The tiniest screwdriver I own is too big. Oh my goodness. This is bad. These are bad days. Now, with that, I feel like our drone needs a different base, you know? Like, it's cool and all that it's an orb, but you watch all my videos. Oh, wow. Hopefully you enjoyed them. So we named the drone Carl, right? Hold on. Temperature test. Gotta make sure it's not hot enough to burn this thing. It's a little temp test, you know? Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the videos, my friend. How do I... I'm running into nothing but issues right now trying to upgrade Carl. Like, I can't disassemble him. Okay, I'm gonna see if I have another screwdriver. Hey, viewers, watch this. Let me know if it starts to burn down my house. All right, thank you. I've returned. Hopefully everyone who was viewing behaved. Hopefully everyone was behaving. All right. We got it. We found one. because I don't like this base, you know? It's a disco ball, it lights up, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, we could make something cooler for it. We need to, like, Bexify this thing, you know? And make it more like a little drone that we launch every time we get, like, something good happening, you know? Or, like, we hit a milestone. I'm calling this thing Project Milestone Drone, you know? And it's like, look at that. This thing right here, costing $1 and being this large, just screams quality, honestly. Ooh. You hear that? That was the sound of quality. Oh god. Alright. So now we figure out which sensors are for what. Which will also be fun. See, because this thing lifts up a little ball, right? Like, this is what it lifts. Is this little lightweight orb. Kind of like an Easter egg. It's about as heavy as one. And that's cool and all. But how can we make it more... I don't know. How can we make this thing match the channel more? Because right now, this thing is not the mascot. This ain't it. Hold on. We need this on just because, you know, for impact and for new viewers to show that we don't just make drones here. Plus, I like talking into... Did I forget to... Ah. Hello, ladies and gents. What the... Hold on. I think it's actually just like ran out of storage space. Hold on. Stop. Delete all. Hello. Let's see. Is this working? Hold on. Hello. Is this functioning? I think it's dead. I think the battery in this thing just died. Hold on. Here. Ow. Did this thing's battery just die? Is that what we just witnessed here? That is so dumb. That is dumb. I have to charge this thing now on live stream. Alright. Well then. Let me see. Okay. Hold on, this one's actually a very fragile thing, so we gotta put it right there. Yeah. We don't want it like crumbling to dust. Or getting broken. I don't want to have to use the solder kit. I'm scared of it. And I don't know what I'm doing yet, so I shouldn't touch it. I'm not skilled. I'm not an artisan in tomfoolery crafts. I just had a funny idea. I'm gonna try it. I have this $1 MP3 player. It doesn't work. It's glitchy. It like doesn't charge properly. It's full of issues. It's one of the cheapest things I own. Like, I'm fairly certain this was bulk ordered off AliExpress. So... But how much storage space is in here? Like, could I fit all of the stuff for this goofy little thing? And the drone? Like, electronic parts on the inside? That is our test today. I want to make a flying MP3 player. That's what we're doing. Yep, that's what I've decided. It is decided we are making a flying MP3 player today. That's what we're doing. We want tunes that we can launch at people and force them into our playlist that we've downloaded on our ancient technology. They will enjoy the music. It's a joyous occasion, all right? They will love the tunes. And if they don't, well, it sucks for them because the music's going to be flying at their face. Like imagine if I could just get like a bunch of these things and a bunch of little drone parts, merge them together, and be like, go forth, my playlist, wreak havoc. All right, how do we... Okay. Okay. We're getting there. Hold on. How do I do this? Oh no. We do have a slight issue. I know not how to make this thing pop up out of the case. Hold on. We like pull it out a little bit, like wiggle it. Like we move it in this direction and then we slide it. Like up and then over. Or and we push that down. How did they get this in there? How did they do that? China, how did you do this? Hold on. Bro, what? I have praised the little child who did this. Like, how did they do this? How did... What? I'm not comprehending. Ow. Ow. This could be a razor blade moment on a level. You're tanning right now. Ah, I see, I see. Well, I'm making a flying MP3 player. So, yeah. All right, so I've gotten all the stuff out of the MP3 player, and this is what it looks like. What it is, it's all just one, was it PCB, I guess? I think that's what they're called. So yeah, I'm not the best with technical terms yet. I've not gotten up there. But this is the size that we have to work with. I don't know if I'll be able to fit the, how much does this weigh compared to this? Okay. Not that bad. Not that bad. So that's good. That's good. Now with this, hold on. This is like trying to turn itself on and off. There you go. All right. Now it should be charging. There we go. Yeah. Now we got to get our most important tool that we have. Our tape dispenser. Actually, second most important, the razor, because the razor is the godsend of humanity. And no one can tell me otherwise. I will not believe them. Like, I'm going to be honest. The razor is my first tool, and it's definitely going to be the last tool I use. It is the best one. Now, this is what we have. I want a flying MP3 player. How wide is the... Oh, we'd be cutting it close. We're going to have to make the MP3 player a little bit chunky. I do not know how to make the MP3 player chunky. I've just came to this realization. Do I have more scraps of plastic? Old speaker has holes in it. See, because I have a radio, but I don't want to use this radio because I've already killed enough of them, you know? Like, I've already murdered enough radios in my time. So, can I add this as like an extension? Oh, that was terrifying. All right. But I do have this old, like, remote control to a toy dinosaur that I might be able to use somehow. I don't know how yet, but we'll figure that out, you know? This is what we do here. You know, I could have actually done something different. I could have just, like, taken the lazy route and just, like, taped the like, drone to the MP3 player, but that just doesn't seem right. It wouldn't look dumb. Well, it wouldn't look as dumb as like, what is the standard for the channel. So, you know, we can't do that. That's actually, like, really, really simple right there. That's like a watch battery, I'm guessing. Oh, wait, I have this screwdriver. All right. And it's like, I don't... If people come here for weird and, like, you know, nonsensical designs, I don't think they want to see something taped to another thing. Like, I would feel, personally, lied to. Whereas, if I come to a channel, and when I subscribe, somebody launches a flying MP3 player in my general direction. Now, I think that's cool. You know? I feel like that shows appreciation. What am I saying? I'm losing my mind. But I also want to install songs onto this dumb little MP3 player, like, drone that I'm making. That way, like, if I launch this somewhere, and somebody could, like, plug it in, you know? If it doesn't break when it lands. That's if this thing even flies by the time we're done making it. I hope it does. I hope it flies. Right, watch battery, get out of there. Okay. All right, we've gotten it out. That's like a whole little. Actually, that's like an actual, like, little thing that I could use. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna put that right there. Okay. Now. Yeah, it sounds cool. I think it sounds cool personally. But also, I just like the idea of firing a flying MP3 player at somebody, which is partially my motivation here. I'm a level. Because, like, I don't know. Making an MP3 player drone just sounds kind of cool. Like, you know, I just had the idea to do. What if I turn on my GoPro and also kind of use that camera when recording so that I can, like, actually edit this into, like, a YouTube video? I like that idea. That sounds... Oh, crap. It just turned on. It's in landscape. We don't want that. I gotta power this off. Yeah, you know, because, like, there's a lot of YouTubers who do that, you know, where they do live streams, but But you see, the difference between them is they have money. I don't have money. So we're going to make a video instead with my GoPro that my grandmother bought me for Christmas. All right, hello YouTube. Welcome. This is currently being live streamed. Look at the people. Look at the silly little guys on there. They're epic. Look at them. Look at them. Anyway, so the other day, a friend of mine who was on the live stream said we should release a drone and have it fly around the room every time someone subscribes. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. So I was thinking, since I already have this stupid little plastic ball drone that flies around, and that's what inspired the idea, what if we were to, I don't know, make an MP3 player that can fly? Like that's the stream today. That's the live stream. We're making a flying MP3 player. Let me tap on the screen. I don't know how this thing really functions. I don't even know if that's a good camera angle. I'm a level. Not the best at this, but who cares? Because yeah. The other day we put a Google Home Mini inside of a skeleton. Not done with that. You gotta learn how to solder to reprogram and name him Pete. That's gonna be a whole little thing. All right, now I can talk to like two different cameras. You guys can't see this camera, but the YouTube people can. So we're gonna move this around periodically. But wow, look! Oh my God, we have a drone, and scrap, tons of scrap, and insane ramblings. All right, back to this. Now, I got to figure out how to fit this. This is the entire MP3 player, by the way, into its original case, but somehow incorporate this drone. This is going to be fun. Hold on. Now I got to remember what type of battery this thing used as well. Like, did this thing use a AA or a AAA? What did this thing use? AAA? Hello? Al? It's starting. It used a AAA. We have knowledge now. It's working. Look at that. I'm going to tap this screen again. I'll just have to edit out every time I tap the screen. Look at that. We figured out that it uses a AAA. This is the entire thing. Goofy little guy. Setting up for the actual, like, I don't know. I just like the idea of finally making like a video that people can watch instead of like the whole VOD as well. And then I could just like get double the revenue. If you think about it. Infinite money glitch. I turn these insane live streams where I actually make a product in the full live stream into videos. Because YouTubers do that anyway. Money glitch, chat. And by chat, I mean my goat right here, Paul, who's viewing the stream. By the way, we do these live streams at the same time every day. So if you ever see us online or you hit that little notification thing, I will probably send out a message before I go live every day. So join if you want to see stuff. Join if you want to submit ideas, because I write down all the ideas my viewers give me in this handy little notebook, and then I do them. All right. Now, back to the issue at hand. See, I have this older MP3, the Emerson, and my baby. I don't want to ruin this one. Its battery doesn't work, but it's just nice. It's nice. I like it. So we're not using that one. Let me power off the MP3 player. Not the MP3, the voice recorder for the other thing. All right. Ow. See, and I have another MP3 player that we can make, but the issue is this one's too thin. And we don't want thin MP3 player, right? Like we don't want the thin MP3 player, if you will. All right. So I had another idea with this. What if I use screws and attach the propeller and the sensors and stuff to the back? Like I screw it into the back. Maybe I make like a little custom frame to hold it. What do you think, Paul? Should we do that? Also, what do you guys think? But you guys are late, so Paul's the one who matters in this situation. I'm sorry. You guys can comment ideas, and I'll think of doing them. I'll write them down definitely. But really, truly, if you want your idea thoroughly considered, join the live streams. That's what we do here. All right, Paul, we should do that. All right, that's what we're doing. We're gonna reinstall gonna reinstall this back into the circuit board. I reinstalled it in the wrong direction. How did I even do that? There's like one spot where, like, what? How did... I'm confused. I have confused myself. Oh wait, this is backwards. Never mind, we're fine. I'm growing old and senile. No. Say isn't so. Oh, now. Ancient. Where's the... It's like every time I turn around, something with one of my projects disappears. It's like my father is here in spirit. He's not dead. He's just a dirtbag. Anyway, moving on from that. We're not going to leave that in the video. Your phone is breaking from direct sunlight. Dang. I'm sorry for you, man. Hopefully your phone doesn't like detonate. You know, that would suck. Man, don't you hate it when your phone just spontaneously combusts? Don't you guys hate that? Can we get some RIPs in the comment section for my boy Paul's phone? Some respect, if you will. Put some respect on my boy Paul. You have like 7 minutes left, so your phone has to keep... Dang. You got this, man. You got this. Your phone can make it. My thing is stuck together. Oh no. Okay. We're running into difficulties reinstalling this. I don't know why. Like, we shouldn't be. Was this first? And this? And then everything else? Like, how did we do this? How did they do that? Okay, I got it, I think. Yeah, I got it. We got it together. It's good. Tap on the screen to turn on my GoPro's mini cam again. I need to change the settings for that. Alright. So, now that we've gotten that put back, we have to put these buttons back in there somehow. We need the volume buttons. They're an important part. So we're going to push this out and then put the volume buttons in. Hopefully. In theory, that's what I was going to do. In practice, it's not letting me. Never mind, we got it. We're good. Crisis averted a second time. All right. I do hope everyone who's viewing is having a good day so far. If you guys have any more outlandish ideas that we could try here, I'm 100% down. I'm down with them because I'm just cool like that. Anyway. We're cool here. We're epic, as they say. I thought this was a magnetic tip screwdriver. Why is it so weak? Why is it limp? Stop being limp. Oh, this is a smaller spot. Hold on. Yeah, these ones go there. Also, I want a little bit of respect. I deal with screws that are this small. Like, these things are tiny. So your phone has to keep going. Yep, sorry. You know, eventually, I want to be, like, well enough with my internet that, like, I can just have a live chat playing on the live streams, you know? Like, get a screen recording of that and just edit that. But currently, I don't got a PC. And my phone does not have the capability of a PC. Also, if you joined, hi, you're on YouTube at the moment. As in, I'm recording with my GoPro over here off to the side. Because I don't have a PC, so I can't just, like, screen record this or something. And if I try to, my phone will just detonate. So, welcome! Yeah. How did I do this again? How do I manage to destroy everything I love so quickly? How did this go? It's loose, but that's fine. That's fine. It's never hurt anybody, right? You think that's bad? I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's like rattling. It might be okay. It might not be okay. Who's to say? I'm to say. Anyway. we're reattaching the back to this thing so that eventually I should be able to just like plug it into the amplifier, maybe hook up some cords and have this thing fly around on the cord. Or we could just send this thing like an evil drone of doom to force people to listen to our music that they don't want to listen to. Go forth, my flying MP3 player. Force them to listen to my playlist. Because our playlist is superior. That's what we're doing here. It's a gift, not an attack drone that flies around recklessly with no regard for direction because it lacks those sensors. You know, the more I talk about the things I make here, I feel kind of like a supervillain. Yeah, this should work. It's turning on, so we got that much for us. Yeah, look at the chat again. It's pretty nice. Oh, I love my chat delay. I love my stream delay. What's good? I haven't looked over here a lot. Maybe I should. A-roll and B-roll footage. I don't know. It's just like, hey, look at that. Screwdriver. What fun stuff. Boom. This live reenactment of what I did to put this thing back together. I put the screws back in after slapping the circuit board in there and then put a battery. That is my wisdom. I cannot offer much more. Slam this right here. There we go. Rotate it. So I'm in frame while I squat like a hermit. I also have a crank generator, which is fun. Anyway. This thing's turned on when I want it turned off. How do I turn it off? I have an issue. I remember why I didn't use this thing now. It doesn't have an off button. It stays on permanently. I remember now. I'm guessing the company that built it could not afford an off button. All right. How do I attach those? Because this needs to be on the bottom. Like, that's the only rule here, is that this needs to be on the bottom. This piece right here, because that's where the sensors are that tells it where the ground is. And with that being said, I'm going to run a little test using tape, just to see if this thing has the strength to lift itself off of the ground. And don't worry, tape is the most secure and smart way to do this. This is not a bad idea, and if you think so, you're probably right, but I'm not going to admit that. Because I'm not a big enough person to admit that. Anyway. So now, we shall tape these in place. Because this is the kind of engineering we do here. Hi, Asia. It's good to see you. All right. Yo, YouTube viewers, check that out. We have Asia right there in the chat. They are one of the most goated viewers we have. They always tune in. Always. Every stream. They've been here since day one. Be like Asia. They're cool. All right. Hold on. This might work. Let's see. Okay. Oh God. Ah! Okay, so it flew away. My day's been pretty good, Asia. Thanks for asking. I just had my creation fly away and try and attack me. So other than that, I think it went pretty well. The flying MP3 player is... I want this to exist. I do. But I don't know how. Because I don't know... Because, like, this motor is weirdly shaped. Look at this. Look at this motor box. It's shaped weird. That thing makes you laugh hard. I know, because you were here when it first flew away, Asia. You were here when I hit my kneecap and had to chase it around my room. This thing has a history. We named him Carl with a K because that's what the viewers wanted. And we're going to launch him. We must build Carl. He must live. But first, I have to pee. Because I've sat here for like an hour, literally. I will return, and we shall continue our work on Carl. I have to mute. I have returned. Okay, so. Hello, YouTube. What's up? Hey, YouTube, we're back. I'm gonna edit a lot of this out, but I do want to record for the live stream so I can post it and put it on my phone and do all that fun stuff. Anyway, with this, my only rule so far is I want the MP3 player to look like the MP3 player. That's the only rule. I want it to just look like someone slapped propellers onto an MP3 player. But the issue with this is, so far, the gearbox for this motor is weird. And it's big. It's bigger than the MP3 player. And I'm trying to figure out how I'd even attach it. Asia left. It doesn't look like they did. I'm sorry to tell you that. Here's a fun thing. Remember, Peter. Paul. Fuck. Crap. Language. I gotta edit that out. Sorry. I messed it up. I was looking at the skeleton in the corner of my eye. My peripheral. Remember, this thing's inaccurate, so it doesn't actually tell you who's here and who's not. It doesn't even show it. It's, like, really bad. So, we could think they left, but it just doesn't. They could just... Okay, so sometimes it can show 2 people on here, but there could be 20. And sometimes there could be 20 people on here, and there could be, like, 0. That's just what it does. It's laggy. Yeah. We love YouTube. We love YouTube, and we love streaming from Nowhereville, USA. That is another thing we enjoy here. I have another propeller. Oh, I see. So they're 2-part propellers that spin. All right. So this spins the top and the bottom. There's 2 different gearboxes. Oh, that's why that's why the gearbox is so funny like that. All right, that makes sense. All right, so we need to be able to insert the battery and then do that. And we need it to be able to lift it. And there's like no room on the inside of this because it's like they made it as small as possible. So I'm thinking, how long is this? Can this reach from the top to the bottom? No, it can't. It needs to be like here, and then this needs to be here. But that being here can like knock things out of whack. We're disassembling the MP3 player again, and we're going to have to build our own like drone. We're having to do our own thing now. Because if we try and use this thing as a base with the electronics in it, we cannot because it is too large. So we're gonna try something else. We're gonna mix things up a bit. Try things out in a different way. And we're no stranger around here to retrying things. We don't like to have to do it. It sucks, but it's how things are. Can't change it. Always sucks. But that's okay. Please get out of this spot. Thank you. Alright. This is the MP3 player. Now, the reason why I wanted to keep the back of the MP3 is because there's a battery compartment on the back part that you're able to slot the battery into. And then there's controls on it. But my dilemma so far is this MP3 player is, I think, too thin. Yeah, it's too thin. The MP3 player box is just barely too thin for the, like, drone parts. So we're going to try and figure out if we can just attach this thing to the circuit board and just have flying circuitry. Because why not? I could actually think of 1,000 reasons why not. And then the spots where it mounts are not even. Okay. This is what happens when we take something that's made to be in a bowl and put it in a like a rectangle. Where's my metal plate at? Where is it? I know it's in here. It should be in here. Yeah, this is my other gearbox. Hold on. All right, for context, I just remembered that I have a silly little thing. It's a gearbox frame from a clock. Here it is. And with it, I think it's just big enough and it has just enough holes that we could possibly just smack the MP3 player parts on there somehow. Like, we could possibly just smack them on there. So, I need another small bolt. Crap. Do I have another bolt? Other rocks! Give me the bolts. Where are the bolts? Where are the bolts? I need the bolts. They're not in this one? Are they in this one? Yes, they are. They're in this one. Okay. Ow. That hurt. Tiny bolts. Tiny bolts. Those are washers, not bolts. Are these bolts? There's a bolt. Does a bolt work? I need a bolt that works. Let's see, does it fit? Where's the gearbox? Too big. Dang it. Alright. Some more rummaging. These work. These look smaller. Or larger? Question mark? Let's see. Dang it, just barely. What about this? Or is this another one that doesn't fit? Okay, how about that? I'm trying everything. I'm trying all my options here. Alright. Day 1 of making flying MP3 player. The gods do not want this to happen. It's one of the most unholy of creations, apparently. Fate. The universe isn't prepared for what we can create here. That's what it is. The universe is trying to stop us, but we will continue. We will make the flying MP3 player. And if I ever learn programming and coding and stuff, you know what I'm going to do? Well, not if I ever, when I do. I'm going to code it where it follows people, and I'm going to rename it to the playlist pursuer. Because imagine being hunted down by someone's playlist. There we go. We found them. We found the bolts. All right. Now, how do I mount the motors? Oh, they're still goofy shaped. Why do you have to be goofy shaped? Could it be a spot where I could possibly bolt the bottom circuit board in? I found a spot where I can possibly do that. Hold on. We have to save the singular bolt, and then we need another one. How small is that? Hold on. Also, I told you guys I try and use every single part from these live streams. I have all these bolts and stuff are from a radio I disassembled. So like, I wasn't lying when I said I want to use all the parts because I hate wasting. Let's see, this is too big. It's too big. It's too big. All right. Hold on. Funky. So here's the play. We want to attach this into here somehow and this down here. And there's a hole that it lines up with. So, yeah, we got to do that. It's going to be loose, but we have the idea. That's the stream. Stream's still doing good. Everything's going good. We're doing good here. Let me make sure my battery ain't dying. It ain't dying. We're still doing good. Right then. Now. I'll use this thinner one. Like I just like jam it through. It's too big. So far, my experience with bolts and stuff has been the square, the circle goes in the square hole. Like you know that meme where the guy's putting everything into like the square hole. Yeah, that's been my experience with like all of this. Like this is what we have. Anyway, let me fix my bed. No, never mind. Oh well. Oh my goodness. Hold on. How big is this? Is this big enough? No. I need a piece of plastic. I need a chunk of plastic that I can cut. RC crab. No. Both piece. What if I remove the little men? Yes. Wait, it works. I have a plan. I must remove them. You're being evicted, tiny little men. I have tiny little men. Tiny little men. Anyway, they're being evicted. I don't need them in there. I want this plastic. Where's the razor? We need the razor. There it is. Buddy, I'm fairly certain if we would have sent like a razor blade back in time, or like an X-Acto knife or something, or like a really precise and really sturdy blade, society would have been like boosted heavily. Like this thing, it's like putting nitrous on cavemen. Ah, the issue. Why must you need this? Why must you be the way you are? Why must you require this back piece to hold a battery? Where are the tiny screws? I know that those were holding this. If I put them back in, you gonna exercise? All right then. All good. You have fun exercising. We promote good health here. Paul's going to exercise. You guys cheer on Paul in the comments. Paul's the goat. Paul's been here the whole time. Alright, hold on. Okay, we can use these tiny screws to hold this thing in. So we have this now. We have this. These are all the important parts, the buttons and stuff. We just don't remember the buttons. And that's okay. You don't need to remember the buttons. The buttons aren't the necessary part of this. I need tape. I need more tape. Precision blade. Cut the tape. Oh. There we go. We have the precision blade. We have the screen taped on. The blue LED screen that goes on the back. Speaking of blue LEDs, did you know Nintendo released a Game Boy exclusive in Japan that actually had backlighting? It was really cool. It was really cool. Meanwhile, like, while people in the U.S. had to buy like a little lamp attachment to use theirs, or like stay near like the lamp like moths to flames. The people in Japan just had backlit Nintendo products. It was crazy. Speaking of those, I actually had a atomic purple Game Boy that had I had a copy of Pokemon Gold, but it was corrupted. So whenever I was playing it, I would have to like speedrun the game because if I didn't, the battery would die. How do I? Man, this is much more difficult than I thought it would be. You know, the original idea was just, oh yeah, get a funny little thing, smack the propeller in the back, and that's it. But no, we don't get that. Maybe I could use the original base somehow. Almost done exercising. Nice, nice. I am at a loss right now. How would one do this? All right. So I'm checking on the chat again, looking at it. All right, everything's good. I have to periodically look up the chat. Make sure I'm not like ignoring anybody because I feel bad. All right. I had an idea. It's dastardly though, and I don't know if it'd be smart. But the issue is that this thing needs power. I have a lot of like stripped wire that I could use. I could attach it to these little things right here with like super glue. I know this is a horrible idea because I have the soldering kit, but I don't want to solder it because I want to learn more about it before I do that. Then I could make a base, figure out how to balance it, attach this thing to it properly in the center, and be able to power this thing from the backside of it, in like some new compartment or something, to hold it, to make the flying MP3 player. All right, hold on. I'm trying all these things. I'm just like, okay, come on. See, because that's enough lift. All right. You need to do push-ups for 10 minutes? Ah, I see. All right. I'm going to try and put the parts in here back into the original ball. And I'm going to see if there's a way for me to like attach the MP3 player to the ball. Because maybe that would be easier than trying to build a whole new base at the moment. Alright, come on. Get in the hole. Okay, I see the issues now. I keep on saying that. At the moment, the first version, we're not going to have the MP3 player in there. Mostly because I do want to see if I can even fit the motors and stuff in on their own. Circumstances, I guess, you know. No. What the? Okay, this is bothering me. I need to stop and think about it. Get myself something to drink. Alright. Now. No. Please shut. Please shut. Okay. This thing's just shaped wrong, and it bothers me a lot. Alright. Why is it shaped so goofy? Alright. Now. I just need to figure this out. Alright, I know what I'm gonna do. It's probably a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna draw out my wires. I'm gonna draw this little circuit board real quick. I'm gonna look at what I need to do, and I'm gonna make a design. Happy to hear that you're done with your push-ups, Paul. Happy to hear that. Okay. Now, with this, there are 1, 2. R goes here. B goes here. Battery. And then, beside, there is 1, 2. And red goes here. R. and then B goes here. Prop. Propeller. Alright. Now, I gotta look at what I have. I have this. This is the maximum length that I have. It's not tall enough. And then there's no spots on here to, like, mount anything. Look at that. Compared to the length of this, it's not long enough. I need to extend the wire. Now I need to see if I have a wire that I can extend for it. See, because blue wire is what's stopping us right now. Because red has more. Now, let me look at my wires. Let's see if I have something I can use. Are these copper or steel? What are they? They look like steel. Yeah, my phone's overheating. I'm gonna end the live stream for now. And I need to, like, watch some soldering videos because I want to learn some stuff. So I do appreciate everyone who joined. Thank you for joining. Hope you have a lovely time. And I need to look at this and I need to clear my head. Alright. See you later.